fairly pathetic guy in a wheelchair and really not able to do any kind of walking. Eh, he managed to he managed to harness the power of the internet, all the users out there, and together they solved 10% of the problem, like they greened up 10% of the outback Australia and 10% of this Sahara.
There's a very interesting study that's come out of NASA that suggests that if we were to re-vegetate both the Sahara and the outback in Australia, the amount of CO2 that would be mopped up in the process would be equal to all of the CO2 that we're currently emitting.
CO2.earth is the website, and there's the ppm number for today. It's 408.84, but they go up here, and there's a menu that says CO2 today, and then acceleration. Looking at the acceleration. So we scroll down, and at the bottom of there, we see between 1954 and 64, it was 0.73 ppm per year. But then 64 to 74 was 1.06, and then it goes up 1.44, 1.42, 1.87. The final one they show is to 2014. It was going up 2.11 a year. But that'll probably increase too. I'd say we're at about 4 per year now. Well, maybe for every 1,000 acres of plants you put in, like desert, you plant and irrigate with salt water, then it goes up by 10%. What goes up? Oh, I see. The ppm was that it's going up by 4 or 5 every year. And it would only go up by 4 because they would be brought down by all that new oxygen and carbon eating. Is that true? I mean, all that needs to be done is 10%, because after the car companies and other polluters of carbon, the oil companies, people who spew carbonizers, after they realize that if all this greenery was put in, then the status quo would be sustainable. Like you keep polluting, that that then they'd pay. Like, so only 10% has to be done to prove that it can be done. And that'll be quite hard. So in conclusion, what are we talking about? Well, I kind of agree with the notion that the oil companies and car companies could be guilted into paying for the rest of this if like it was proven that it worked. But man, that first 10% is enough for the world of web people, because it's probably going to cost some money, and I don't know, it's pretty hard to prove. And it needs a lot of organization and stuff. But at least I'm putting forward the notion that it should be done.